Howdy everyone, this is LockNutz, and you're watching a map tour of the old stream farm by BlackSheep Modding. Hopefully you'll stick around to see what happens. Howdy, 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 how are you guys doing today? Oh my goodness, I tell you what, today we get to do a map tour of the old stream farm by BlackSheep Modding. This little bad mamma jamma is 219.94 megabytes to download and is cross-platform friendly. That means it is ready and raring to go for one and all. Ooh, you gotta love it, you gotta love it. Oh man, before we jump into too much here, guys, let's go ahead and read a little bit what the modder has in store for us. Welcome to Old Stream Farm. The famous farm of the 70s is back and even more fun. Located in a fictional European-style countryside, the roads will take you to the small town of Dorfbach and Grünwald. I apologize if I don't get those two right, but I gave it my good try. But that's all that's up there for us, so it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It is pretty darn slick. So one of the things that I have gone and done here is I have set this game up in new farmer mode. That way you know what you will start with if you decide to start in new farmer mode. Now I did go ahead and take a look at all the modes right here, and if you go ahead to start from scratch, you do start off with $500,000, but you have a $200,000 loan, so you have about $300,000 of like liquid assets for you. Farm manager mode, you start off with 1.5 million, and new farmer mode, you start off with $100,000. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do here, guys, is I'm going to turn the map on in the corner so that you guys can follow along with what's going on here. Alright, so now that we have the map up in the corner of the screen right there, let's take a little dive into what we actually start with on New Farmers Mode. Let's start off by looking at the equipment. And if you get this equipment here, or I should say if you start off in New Farmers Mode, this is the only way that you'll get this equipment. It does not happen, or you do not spawn with it if you start in any other mode. So if you want to start with this equipment here, you got to come into the new farmer mode. All right, starting off with some small tractors, you got a Fendt, our favorite. Oh, a medium tractor, you start out with the John Deere 7810. You do start off with the Dutzfar harvester. It does come with a header trailer and a corn header, so you can rock and roll right off the bat. You do start with a Schaefer front loader, so you got that rocking, and with that front loader you do start with the universal bucket. Vehicles wise, you do start off with the Lizard 2017 pickup truck black and a Kloss cart trailer or carrot trailer. You start off with a Pottinger plow, a Rab or Rabby cultivator. You start off with a Nordstein seeder, and you do end up with two different weight sizes right here. So you can go ahead and have a little bit of options for what you decide to do. Oh man, so at that point, guys, we got to look at the equipment. Let's take a look at the land that you start off with. And alright, you do start off with all of this over here. It looks like you own a lot, but this area right here, it's kind of hard to see. All of this, like around the roads, the streams, stuff like that, that is what you own. It has a value of 0. You don't get that starting off in any farmer mode, so just kind of keep that in mind. But what you do start off is you start off with Field 2, and you start off with Field 1, which Field 1 is your starting farm area, kind of up where we're located right now. So that's what you do start off with right here. And you also go ahead, and if you take a look at these fields and field prices, this field over here, Field 51, this is the most expensive field on the map of $205,224. And then if you come over here to just this little baby field right here of 57, that one is the cheapest one on the map for $24,000 $96. So that's not too bad, not too shabby at all. And if you come up here and you take a look at this, we're going to take a little bit deeper dive into this, but I want to point this out. Now, I haven't seen anything written, and I could be wrong. This could be a false statement, but you do see how there's all this stuff around the outside is kind of shaded on. I'm smelling expansion here at some point. I could be wrong, but I'm smelling expansion. So this is what we're starting off with right now. I could very well see in the future this map completely just taking over. Super neat. Now, if you come in, we zoom in here and we take a look at a lot of this stuff. Actually, if we were to go back and take a look at all these field prices here, field prices are pretty reasonable. You do have some wooded areas in here that you can go ahead and purchase. And as you can see, they're all relatively reasonably priced. Nothing's overly priced or anything like that. So keep that in mind if forestry is the way you want to go. Now, if you come over here and you take a look at this here, we do have a lot of different production things on the map here. All right. There we go. Yeah, you do end up with all these different production things on the map. So that's one thing that you can kind of keep in mind, that if you want to start doing production, you don't necessarily have to place them down. There's already places for you to rock and roll. So kind of keep that in mind. You have a handful of sell points. You do have a train where you can rent, and there is a train sell point here to Ortenburg. So kind of keep that in mind if that's one of the things that does end up happening. That is a sell point. You have to load your crops up onto the train and have them be taken off to Ortenburg. So keep that in mind, something to look forward to. Now let's take a look at some prices here. Since we do have the BGA, let's see what the BGA will do for us here. We don't actually own the BGA at this second here, but you can go ahead and sell stuff at the BGA. So like I've been noticing with 22 here as opposed to 19, the prices at the BGA are pretty comparable to other places on the map. Well, we probably have to go ahead and buy the BGA, which we'll go ahead and do here in just 1 second to look at the prices. So bear with me just a second and I'll purchase that. All right, guys, actually one of the things I just found out here, I forgot about that. For some reason, the BGA is there. It shows that it's there. You can take stuff to sell stuff there. But as of this moment, there's no trigger to go ahead and actually be able to purchase the BGA. So as of right now, that's where that kind of stands. I can assume that we're going to have an update coming up here pretty soon to remedy that problem. But for the time being, the BGA is there. You just can't do anything with it. So kind of keep that in mind. Also taking a look at this here with all the bits and pieces on here, we do not have any custom crops, so whatever our normal crops are, that's what you got. All right, lastly, I want to go ahead and take a look at the animal pens. You do see that you do have a large sheep barn, chicken coop, cow barn, and pigsty, but you do not start off with any animals, so at least you have the foundation for moving forward. So guys, with that being said, let's take a quick little look around the main farm, and then we'll wander around the map to see what's going on here. As you can see, there's quite a bit of detail here. I do like that you have multiple entrances to the farm from the outside world, and you can go ahead and, like what we've been seeing with plenty other things here, there are just multiple places to go ahead and hide some stuff, store some stuff. Obviously, this is for where your sheep go. You fill them up, your feed, your pallets will spawn right over here, so super slick. I guess we'll just kind of continue around the outside here really quick. You do have these nice big storage facilities, nice open ones. You have your grain silo over here, which I don't know how you guys feel about these ones here, where your grain silo is in a building like this. I think this is pretty darn slick. Like I said, I don't know how you guys feel about them, but I kind of like them like this, where they are just, oh man, they're just right here for you like that. And then if you do come up on over here, this is your cows. Yeah, this is your cows. Pigsty, I'm sorry. Pigsty is right up over here. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Now, this is one thing that I want to go ahead and point out, because I tried this out earlier, and I found this to be super slick. So you come over here and you open up this door, And it also opens up the door on the inside for the cow barn. Now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to click this again, because it's not like I click two things at once. There's one point. You can see that's closing right there. That's pretty darn slick. I like that. I really do like that. There's one trigger to open up both those instead of having to do both of them. Super, super cool. You do have your repair shop over here, so you can come on in, get your vehicles all fixed up. Ooh, a little Zeder up there. It's kind of neat. And then over here you got your custom little chicken coop. See, that's pretty darn slick what you got going on over here, kind of at the main farm area. We're going to continue around the edge of this farm to come over to the back, because you do have more storage back over here. You do have a nice big opening here. I kind of like this where you have the larger space for your bigger machinery, and then you got this smaller space right here, and then yet again you have another little space to go ahead and throw some stuff. I really, really like that. Lots of storage here. You head on up over this way, and you do have yourself another little storage area. Now, not much can go ahead and fit into this little bad mamma jamma, but I tell you what, I can find something that can fit in there. And then you do also have this nice little open yard out in the back of the farm here, in case you want to go ahead and add whatever the heck you want. If you want to add your own production thing, you want to add more storage, you want to add different grain silo, I mean, whatever you want. There's a nice little area up here to do whatever you want. Or if you're not a fan of throwing stuff into storage facilities like the sheds or the barns, perfect. Open range. Works just fine. Alright, now heading on over here, let's see, what do we got? We do have a bunker silo right in here, and I believe there may be more bunker silos right around the corner. So guys, I tell you what, if you want to have multiple harvests out here of grass, or if grass wants to be your thing, I dare you to go ahead and fill this up. And I'd like to take this second here to say, guys, comment down below. You see all this space right here for making chaff. Has anybody ever filled this much stuff up? And about, if you were to go ahead and guess, about how many liters would you end up getting out of this? So go ahead and comment down below. I'd really be kind of curious to see what you guys have done, if you ever have done that much grass at all. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead. Let's jump back over here. Open this little bad mamma jamma up, and out here, let's see. Ooh, nice cow pasture. You can get 150 cows out in this little bugger right there. Pretty darn slick, pretty darn slick. I do like this. I really, really do like this. And again, another kind of halfway open. You can store stuff in here, but more or less this is kind of a nice little driveway to get back to your farmyard. But either way, super, super slick. Super, super slick what we're looking at here. So as of this moment, guys, what we're going to go ahead and do, let's bring this large map up. As you can see, we're kind of up towards the center, but towards the top, I think we're going to go ahead and loop up towards the top of the map before we make a little journey down towards the southwestern corner of the map. And at that point, we'll go ahead and we'll bring up our Mary Poppins umbrella and fly high into the sky to take a look at things. So, first look at this, guys. I am super, super stoked. I've actually been waiting for this map to come out for a little while here. I like these old villages, these, I don't necessarily say tiny roads, because they're not all necessarily tiny roads, but these kind of nice little villages with a little kind of smaller fields, kind of keep it small. Now when it comes to doing large farming on this, you probably can do large farming without any incident. It probably will work out pretty slick. But let's come over here and take a look at this forestry area. As you can see, guys, the land, it's bumpy, but not so bumpy that it looks like you're gonna rattle your teeth out. So to be able to get bigger vehicles back over into here, to be able to do your tree harvesting and whatnot, I think you're going to be set up pretty darn slick. I don't think you have to overly concern yourself with getting back here. Now, obviously, coming down this way here to take a little peek at getting these trees down by the train tracks, that may cause slight issue, but you do definitely have a lot of trees out here jammed into this really small space, so you definitely are going to be able to make a pretty penny off of forestry on this land. And with the land not being super bumpy, super undulated, but still giving you a little bit of a roll to the land. You should not have too much of an issue going ahead and replanting everything. So once you take the trees down, you really could make that chunk of land last quite a while. You start cutting some stuff down, and then you can kind of get out and rock and roll without too many issues. Now, one thing I'm going to go ahead and do, this is something that does bother some people, but I think it really gives you a feel for what the land really is like. I like to kind of drive through the fields, drive through the plots of land to go ahead and really get a closer look and see what's going on. Because if we're driving on the road up there, you're not really seeing how much of a valley that is there. You aren't able to see the pitch of everything that's coming in here. So obviously taking a look at these fields, even though they're a little bit smaller. Oh man, I think I actually have to get back up to the road. We'll figure a way. But if you guys go ahead and you are out here, you can see that there are quite a bit of elevation changes. So even though you're looking at smaller fields, what we're seeing here, and we'll get to some of the bigger fields down towards the southern portion of the map, but oh man, there's fences all over the place. I don't know how I feel about that. Just can't be lazy. I gotta take roads. Oh man. Can I slide through here? Oh, perfect. You can slide through there. Okay. In other words, what's going to end up having to happen is you're not going to be able to go ahead and just get equipment that's super, super small. You're going to have some beef behind this stuff. Otherwise, you're not going to have the ability, or it's going to really be hard, or it's going to be a large struggle, depending on how you want to look at it. You could potentially have issues when it comes to doing a lot of this stuff. So you got to keep your eyes open. You got to keep your eyes peeled. Okay, so 2,000 pounds. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and continue on down to the southern portion of the map. We'll probably go ahead and kind of meander on through town a little bit here. But let's kind of get ourselves up over here. Yeah, there we go. And as you can see, guys, the roads, they're not bad. They're a little windy, but not bad. So if you are coming into town to go ahead and make your purchases and doing everything you got, I mean, look at this field here, guys. Look at this field. It's small, it's tiny, but it's got some lumps and bumps to it. You're going to need a little bit stronger tractor to get up on there. So you're not going to be able to go ahead and do everything 100, let's say something, a cultivator. You can buy cultivators or plows where you don't quite have the horsepower requirements and you can get by. On this map, that might be an issue, so you're going to really have to go ahead and watch what you're doing here. Now, this is what I'm saying, and I was noticing this earlier. You come over this way like this is the edge of the map. You cannot go. But you see, there's all that farmland all on the other side there. I see it coming. I don't know when. And I know I'm kind of hopeful. Currently, the map that we have available to us... Ooh, I hear something coming. Currently, the map that we have available to us only has relatively small fields. But if you take a look at the outside of the map, it does tend to look like you have a lot of other larger fields available to us. So with the update, you're probably going to end up getting a little bit larger fields. So if these fields are too small for you, don't worry. As time goes on, you should have the opportunity to go ahead and make a go at some of the larger stuff. Now right here, what do we got right in here? Let's go ahead and take a look at... Come on. It's not going to open that for me. That figures. Rental boxes, horse riding. Oh, that's kind of neat. That's pretty neat. Let's see. What is this that we're at right here? This is the farmer's market. So that's pretty slick. And back over around... back on the other side of this is the farm... or the horse barn. So this is where the horse stable is. Pretty darn slick back over here. Pretty neat. I'm not sure why I can't get in through the front gate. Maybe I got to take the side gate here. Maybe I got to own the land. That could possibly be the case too. So let's... oh, man. Alright. Stand by. And just like magic, I'm on the other side of the fence. Oh, it's absolutely incredible. Oh, man. So let's kind of continue on with our little tour that we got going on right here. And this is the BGA right off to the side here. Oh, that's right, got to get in over here to get to the BGA. Pretty slick little setup on how it's kind of tucked off in the back of nowhere, and it's pretty cool. But this is what I was saying, guys. There is no option to be able to go ahead and purchase it at this moment, but you do have a spot right here where you can go ahead and take your silage in. I'm not sure how you get stuff out, or if anything processes, or if you just do that and you get paid. So that's something we'd have to take a little deeper dive into at some point here. Actually, you know what? I'll continue on through the BGA, and it's kind of nice that the BGA here does have silage bunkers. One of the neat things that I've really been noticing as a direct comparison between FS19 and FS22, and a lot of the map makers are really picking up on this too, is a lot of the places where you can go ahead and sell equipment, or not sell equipment, sell your goods, sell various bits and pieces that you got, like your grains, your corns, potatoes, all that jazz. You do end up having the ability, let's see if we can go like this, maybe making a mess of things. Actually, you know what we're going to do? That AI car is even struggling to make it up these hills. Let's get over here. Ooh, boy, look at that. Nice hills. Nice hills. Is that at these particular sell points, one thing you end up running into is there's usually a lot of places to store equipment. And I think that's pretty darn cool, especially when it comes to doing role-playing sort of things. That seems to be a pretty darn good setup for anything that you're going ahead and doing. Oh boy. Okay, I was able to make it across good. That really helps for doing like your role play, your storytelling that you're doing. And one of the things that is... Okay, so this is one of the things you guys are going to have to keep your eyes open for. This is not the only bridge that's like this on the map. And as you can see, we're kind of down towards the southern portion of the map. To kind of keep your eyes open, you are going to have to kind of plan your routes. If you do have slightly bigger equipment, or equipment that's slightly wider, stuff that doesn't fold up, you're really going to have to pay attention. You're not going to be able to get it through some of these areas. You do have areas where it's more of a rural setting. You're out in the middle of nowhere. We're not going to worry about that sign. And you really are going to have to kind of watch what you do. You're going to have to plan your routes. You're not going to be able to just team ramrod this thing through wherever you got to go, because the roads just are not going to be wide enough. So heading out over here, you go ahead and we'll take a look at the largest, most expensive field on the map. And it's kind of tucked away in a little gully, a little valley. It's super cool. I kind of like how this all looks. I really do. I really like how all that looks. It's super neat. You just got a field, and they tucked it in wherever they could. Here's a little chunk of land right here. Blammo. They just throw it right in there. I really like that, how that's something that does end up happening here. So that is pretty darn cool. One thing I'm going to do really quick here, guys, is I'm going to pop out of this. Let's actually go ahead and turn this thing off really quick. I'm going to pop on out of this, and I am going to reset this so that we do know where the reset is. Reset, yes, okay. And let's come up over here, and it does spawn at the shop. Now, this is where the shop is. It is pretty darn cool. I do like that. I do like that that does spawn up over here. There's something to be said for when your vehicles will spawn at your farm, but it's kind of an emergency setup that we got going on here. Sorry about that, guys. Rosie the farm dog was just showing me how much she really liked that. Oh, man. She likes that feature, too. There's something to be said about having your equipment spawn at the shop, because it's an emergency. Gotta have it towed. Probably gonna have it fixed up somewhere. And speaking of having it fixed up somewhere, this is where you can go ahead in town to go ahead and fix up your equipment. Pretty darn slick right on over there. Nice, really nice. I like how this shop / repair shop was handled. Super cool. Nice small town farm atmosphere. Really like that. So now, guys, at this moment, we're gonna put on our Mary Poppins hats and fly up to the sky and take a look at this bad mamma jamma. All right, guys, so here we are on three, let's go. I can't wait. Oh man, I tell you what, it looks even better from the sky. You got your meandering river floating down that, all super cool. You can see all the fields, and then off in the distance, guys, all of that over there. That's the stuff that's not on the map as of right now. Like I said, as of right now, that's not an official. But god darn it, I can just see it coming. But let's focus on what we have right now. What we have are a handful of forestry areas and a bunch of fields in here. Oh man, if you're looking for doing some small time farming, uh, using small equipment, maybe even old equipment, this is definitely a super cool looking map for that. Forestry area, obviously, if you're going to be going ahead and doing that, you're really going to have to plan out the size of the equipment that you can get from point A to point B, or even really just plan your routes in order to be able to get over here, because we do have some small roads getting out to these remote areas. We also do have some small and narrow bridges just for getting normal equipment around. Um, all in all, guys, like I said earlier, I've been waiting for this map to come out for a little bit now here, and I am super stoked. I know we've seen this map on previous versions of the map, or on the game, but I think they outdid themselves again. BlackSheep Modding, hats off to you. This is absolutely fabulous. But guys, don't take my word for it. Go ahead and download this map for yourselves. It is a great map, my personal opinion, not yours. Download it for yourselves. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of this map. I think I'm going to have hours and hours of time on this thing for sure. And if you're liking what you're seeing, liking what you're hearing, go ahead and just smash that like button. Help the channel out and hit the subscription. It really does mean a lot. Go ahead, hit that notification bell, and turn it on and set it to all. That way you know when this and other great videos are coming out by myself, LockNutz. Oh my goodness. Share this with somebody who likes small fields, hilly lands, narrow roads, or maybe even narrow bridges. Oh my gosh, I tell you what, guys. Oh, I can't wait to get on to this one. But until that time, thanks for stopping by.